Hey guys! So, myself together. I'm camera ready. So, I was in the mood today. So, since I am making some stuffed cheese taco burgers, okay, and it's going to also have some turkey bacon in it as well. So, if you hear in the background, there's some turkey bacon sizzling. So, I'm going to take you over there so you can see the turkey bacon sizzling. Oh, sooky now. Okay, so this is very simple, and I'm going to have it along with I made some stuffed quesadillas yesterday, vegetable quesadillas. So basically, I can just take before I cook, and I didn't cook them. So what I can do is before I actually make the quesadillas, I'm going to put the burger either on top or underneath it or inside of it. We'll see once we get to that lunchtime. All right, so this is my taco seasoning. Just get it right straight from the whatchamacallit. And here is my meat. And I want to make these burgers. Here's my ground meat. Okay. And I want to make these burgers kind of thin. So what I'm going to add the taco seasoning. The bacon I want really crispy because it's going to get crumbled up and put right inside of here. So I'm covering the top of this with probably about 2 3 teaspoons of taco seasoning. I have 2 pounds of ground beef. So I would say about maybe 4 teaspoons of the taco seasoning or more depending on how you want it. And then the good thing about it is I don't add any salt because the taco seasoning has salt in it and the bacon is salty. And the cheese will be salty too. So you can stuff this with whatever cheese you like. I got Monterey Jack. You can use whatever you want, what kind of cheese you want. So while the bacon is still getting very more crispy, I almost want it burnt, not burnt, but very, very crispy. That's what it says. Because turkey bacon, is not like pork bacon. So it doesn't render a lot of fat. It's a little bit more healthier if you're going to do a bacon burger of some kind. So that's basically what I'm doing. So this is getting nice and crispy just like I want it. I'm going to empty it out onto my little tray I have back here. All right, so I'm going to cut this up. And I'm going to get the patties rolling. And then we're going to be right back, okay? Okay, so the bacon is done. So I have it nice and crispy. Let me just pull this down so you can see it. It's nice and crispy there. And then what I also did was I also just cut up the block of Monterey Jack cheese into 8 cubes. Nice and even. So this way I'm going to stuff each one of the burgers like that. All right, so I'm going to do one of them. And then I'll be able to show you how they're done. First I'm going to cut up this bacon. Now that it's cooked, I can show you what it looks like. So we have our cooked bacon here. Move this over. And also give our a little time to cook there. So now you see my bacon. Let's see, it's nice and crispy. And it's also cooked meat. So otherwise I would not have it on the wooden surface. It's cooked meat. Once meat is cooked, it's safe to put on your surface because it's already cooked and all of the microbes and all that kind of stuff that's inside of raw meat is no longer there. And usually turkey bacon. Turkey bacon is usually already cooked. It's just a matter of you heating it up because they have to cure it anyway. All right, so I'm just going to cut this into pieces. I'm trying to do it the fast way. All right, good. All right, so just broken up that way. So now I'll have to do, and you could tear it if you want to. I'll just try and be all nice and proper. But I want these to be, again, see this, I'm adding salt to the burgers without having to add any salt. Because this bacon has plenty of salt in it. And again, it's turkey bacon. If you want to use regular bacon, that's up to you. That works just as well. It'll render more fat in the pan for the burgers to cook. And then I'm going to show you the other part of it. So now I'm going to take all this cut up bacon. And I'm going to put it inside a bowl where the raw burger is. Burger meat. That can go down here right now, along with you. And I'm going to mix that together. And this is cold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these burgers set up. So I'm not going to exactly put them in. So I'm just all going to get mixed in. So when you go to make the burgers, it's going to be a mixture of bacon bits and burgers all together. And again, because you have that salt mixture there, okay? So that's how that looks there. All right, so I want to make 8. So what I do to make sure they're as even as they possibly can, you know, you're not going to have perfection. You don't have a machine. Well, at least I don't have a machine. So what I do is I split inside of my bowl. I'll make 4 corners. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I make my 4 corners. All right? And then out of those 4, I lift out 2. So that'll give me my 8. All right. And see, I want these to be, I don't want them to be massive burgers. I want them to be small burgers. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little piece of cube. Well, it's not actually little. It's kind of big. And we're going to smush it in. And we're going to cover the burger right around it. Okay, there you go. So they're like mini meatballs. Okay? So I'm going to put that right on here. I kept the burger trays from where the burgers came in, so I can just lay them in there. All right? So I'm going to make the rest of these up, and you're going to see when we get back. All right? See you in a minute. Okay, so I'm finishing up my last burger, stuffing it. Put the cheese inside, like I saw from my first one. All right, and I have the pan on here over low. So put this in here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sear these, and then I'm going to place them in the oven to finish off cooking. So I have my pan over here already laid. So I'm going to sear them first, then put them on here, and I have an oven that is put at temperature at 350. And I just want to sear them off. I don't want to cook them all the way on the stovetop. Okay, let's wash my hands really quickly. And we're going to bring you a little closer. Clean up. So now show a little closer here. You can see and hear the sizzle. Okay, so my burgers are in. I have them on like a medium-high heat. I'm just going to a high heat really. So in order for them to sear off, and once they sear off, then I can get into that. So the burgers are searing, which is good. And you want to let them sear all the way off. And in this way, you have a nice crispy outside, and it gives a chance for the cheese to melt. So I'll be right back. So I'm back. And so I add a little more light so you can see. So I can see. It's kind of dark in here. So again, we're down with the things. So I'm getting ready to flip these. And we'll be able to see what they kind of look like here. So I'm getting my spatula. And my spatula is in here. Here. Just fresh out of the dishwasher. All right, and so I don't want to smash them either until I get to the other side, and then I'll give them a smash. Ooh, nice. A nice sear on that side. And I didn't add any oil to the pan except for whatever was left over from the turkey bacon, which wasn't a lot. So right here, a little bit of the cheese is coming out, which is cool. Right, that's the oven telling me that it is at the right temperature, 350 degrees. I'm gonna let this sear for another few minutes. And then when that is done, then I'll be able to transform over to a platter, a baking sheet. And then the baking sheet will go into the oven at 350. And I'll let it bake off for like about 20, 30 minutes until everything is cooked on the inside. And then we can have some burgers. Okay, so these have been cooking now for a few minutes on the other side. So I'm not going to transfer them over to my tray. I'm going to put over here my baking sheet. And I'm going to prepare them and put them in the oven. So there I make 8 of them. And you will notice that they are definitely not cooked all the way through. And you don't want that. You just want to sear the outside so that we have that nice crispy outside on the burger. And we're going to finish them off in the oven. It should only take about 20 minutes. All right, all done. Turn the fire off here. And we'll be right back when these are done out of the oven. Well, welcome back. And so the oven just went off, saying it's time for me to take out my burgers, which I'm going to show you. And in the pan with the rest of the grease that was from the burgers cooking, I'm going to now place the large quesadilla, and you'll see that in a second, okay? So let me just take out this. Get my oven mitts. Oh, yeah. How does that look? Lovely. Okay, put those over there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to get the quesadillas out of the refrigerator. And I made these yesterday so they can firm up. So the recipe, this is by Ann from Food Network. Forgot her last name. But she, in her recipe, she says that you need to make sure you prepare these at least 30 minutes before or overnight. So I'm going to put the heater back on. And to my pan, I'm add a little bit of butter. That's a little bit because there's already a lot of grease in there already. So just a little bit of butter. Add a little flavor to the bottom of the quesadilla. Now these quesadillas here are not corn because I can't have, remember I told you all I can't have the bread. So, or any kind of starchy like that. So what I do is that I found the quesadillas in the frozen section, siete. This is what the company is called. And they make almond, cassava flour, all different types of tortillas. And for that. So you can have the same experience without having to have all of the gluten or whatever it is that may bother your tummy about having wheat or products. Like with me, I can't take too much sugar, too many carbs. All right, so I'm going to take one of these burgers before I actually put them in, and I'm going to slice it up. And I'm going to place it inside of here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to open this up. Also gently. I'm going to spread that around. And I'm going to turn it down. So I'll place this on here. Maybe there's a piece of my burger. And see, these were vegetarian. These were vegetable. So I'm just adding some protein to it. So you see how the cheese is coming out? I'm going to bring that closer to you. And now we can kind of smush them down. I'll bring this a little closer so you can see what that looks like before I get ready to put it in the pan. See? And I'm going to put that, cradle this back on top and smush. Like that, okay? So let me put this over here. And then I also have over here, I have my tea kettle. And now these, and I'm going to let you know right now, it's probably going to be a little messy. I'm telling you that in advance. So be prepared for a big mess. Now in order to smush this down and keep it smushed, I put an aluminum foil on top, and I fill my tea kettle up all the way. This way, as it cooks, it smushes. And I turn the fire back up and give it a few moments, about 5 minutes, and we'll cook on one side. Now I'll flip it over. All right, be right back. Okay, so I'm about to flip this. I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be a mess. Oh, not so bad. Okay, usually, you know. So you see the tomatoes in there and the cheese drip brown. Okay, so we're gonna let's cook another 5 minutes. And then we're ready to take it out and chow down. Put my little thing here. And on top. See you later. Be right back. All right, so my oven just went off. Getting ready to take this bad boy out and chomp down. That's it. All right, so let's see if it's gonna come out and be nice to me. We'll see. But, you know, it's on one side. It may not want to come out. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Nice. And I'll take whatever pieces that fell outside of the quesadilla. Let's put it on top. That's a decoration. So this quesadilla is filled with zucchini, red peppers, fire roasted red peppers I actually did on the stove. Boiled all the skin off of the red pepper, cherry tomatoes, and I did pinto beans smashed down with a little red vinegar, and also scallions and onions. That's what's inside of the quesadilla besides the hamburger. So now that I'm done with that, let me bring it a little closer so you can see what it looks like. All right, I'm going to turn this around this way. And we get to see what that looks like. That looks delicious. So now I'm going to top it with a little bit of sour cream. And so I'm going to top it with a little dollop. A little dollop will do you. And so I'm going to now use my pizza cutter, And I'm going to go right down the middle of it. And I'm going to cut it into quarters. This way, I can eat off of it, and then use the sour cream as my little dipping in the middle. Okay, so now remember that we have the burger inside of here. So it's everything in one. So you have your starch, you have your vegetables, and you have your meat protein. Okay, so put that to the side. I'm going to get my fork. I'm going to scoop this up right here. There's a little piece right here in the corner. If I cut it correctly, I'll put a little bit more. More there. There we go. That should come off now. Yes, it did. So then we have that deliciousness. And I'm going to just fold it over. It's very hot right now, so I'm going to put a little of the sour cream. I'm going to cool it off and put the little red pepper back on top. Okay. So I don't want to put this thing in my mouth. And it's very, very, very hot. So we're going to let it cool off for a second, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to try it for you. Okay, now it's not too hot for me to burn my mouth, so let's see. Hear the crunch. That is delicious. It's not too salty. Because again, I didn't add any salt to this. Because the bacon, the taco seasoning, and everything is already in the quesadilla. I already added salt to it. So it's perfect. And sour cream on top. Hopefully you'll be able to do this one. Make your quesadilla any kind of way you want. And then stuff it for the burgers. The taco stuffed burger, taco bacon burgers. And stuff them with whatever kind of cheese you like. Hope you enjoyed this. See you next time. Bye.